Hello, it's I, Eli Surge, here to talk to you about Elisa Lam. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge this does involve the death of a real person, whose friends and family continue to live in Vancouver, British Columbia. Elisa did struggle from mental health issues, and those may have played a part in her disappearance and eventual death. I do not wish to exaggerate, underplay, or joke about those issues. With that being said, let's begin. Elisa was a UBC student, 21 years old, who decided to take some time off from school to do a West Coast tour. She traveled from Vancouver down the west coast of America via train and bus, hitting cities such as, where the story takes place, Los Angeles. She checked into the Cecil Hotel January 26th. She was scheduled to check out January 30th, but when her parents did not receive a phone call saying that she had checked out, they filed a missing persons report. The Los Angeles police investigated and did the best they could of going through the hotel without warrants. They even included the canine unit. Also, they did go to the roof, where her body was eventually found. The Cecil Hotel was known to be in Los Angeles' Skid Row. There were many deaths there before this incident, and 2 serial killers stayed there while they were active. Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker, and Jack Unterweger. It is also the inspiration for American Horror Story Season 5, Hotel. After the initial police search was completed and they found nothing, days later they did release footage that was taken from the elevator of Elisa during the day that she disappeared. I will not include footage of that video as it is quite disturbing. Also, I don't know how to put a video in a video, but I will describe it to you. Elisa gets into the elevator and presses every single button in one of the rows. She then stands and waits, but the door does not close. She curiously lunges out of the elevator, looking left and right as if something were there to greet her. After lunging back into the elevator, she goes against the wall, pressing as if she saw something and didn't want it to see her. After coming out of the corner, she steps outside of the elevator. Again, the door continues to not close. She looks around and stays outside for quite a while before coming back in and re-pushing all of the buttons that she had previously pushed multiple times. After the elevator door does not close, she steps out once again, looking around and doing strange hand movements. She then leaves the frame. It's interesting to note that between the last time she went through the threshold of the elevator and when the door actually closed was 45 seconds in the video. Also, when the door did begin to close in the video, you do not see it from the very beginning. It glitches, and the timestamp at that time also glitches, pointing to the video being edited. But why? Why is this interesting? Well, not only the erratic behavior as if something or someone was looking for her, but also there's something known as the elevator game. The elevator game is said to take you to another world. To play the elevator game, you must go from the first floor to the 4th floor, 2nd floor, 6th floor, 2nd floor, 10th floor, 5th floor. This is where it gets confusing. When you get to the 5th floor, you press for the 1st floor. If you press for the 1st floor, and it goes up to the 10th floor, you may now step out of the elevator and be in the other world. You can tell you are in the other world as you are the only person in existence. Getting off the elevator may make things difficult though. It is said that people got off the elevator, and when they turned around, the elevator seemed much further away, and as they continued to walk closer to it, or what felt like they were walking closer to it, it got further and further away. When you finally return to the elevator, you must repeat the steps of going to the 4th floor, 2nd floor, 6th floor, 2nd floor, 10th floor, 5th floor, and then pressing for the 1st floor. If you press for the 1st floor and it goes up, before you reach the 10th, you must push any button that will make it stop at any other level and then go to the 1st floor. If you do not stop it before it reaches the 10th level, you will not escape the other world. It is one theory that Elisa was trying to play the elevator game, and perhaps she had gone to the other world. On February 19th, guests complained of low water pressure and discolored water. When maintenance went to check as to what the issue was, they discovered Elisa at that time. It's unclear as to how she got into the water tanks, as they were on the roof. The water tanks were 8 feet tall, plus propped onto cinder blocks. There was no fixed ladder on any of them, and the hatches were heavy and would have been very difficult to replace from the inside. Also, to get to the roof, she would have had to go through 2 locked doors with alarms that would have sounded, alerting the hotel staff. The last mysterious thing about this case was her blog. After her disappearance, it continued to post. The last post actually being in December of 2013. The post was a singular light bulb with a winter log cabin image inside of it. Her phone was never found with her or in her room, so it's unclear whether someone had taken her phone and continued to post to her blog, or if she had these posts queued up months in advance. The disappearance of Elisa still has many questions around exactly what happened, though many of the clues point to her struggles with mental health. I would like to say that if you or someone you care about struggles with mental health, to not be afraid of the stigma and to reach out for help. Until next time, I'm Eli Surge, reminding you to not believe reality.